Hello students, welcome back to another lecture and the final lecture for human reproduction. This lecture session has to deal with another part of the chapter, which is the reproductive health. So guys, moving on to reproductive health as a topic of discussion, which is important. Now, what is reproductive health exactly? So WHO defines reproductive health as total well-being in physical, emotional, behavioral, and social aspects of reproduction. Now, India aims to achieve the total reproductive health and was one of the first countries to implement national action plans and programs for this purpose, which was called as an RCH, which is Reproductive and Child Healthcare Program, which addresses various areas related to reproductive health. Now, what are the goals? Number one is awareness, to educate people on various aspects of reproduction, aid in establishing a society with a good reproductive health, focus on reducing infertility rates, infant mortality, and maternal mortality. Infant mortality is the death of the kid. Okay, maternal mortality is when the mama dies during the process. Offers resources to help individuals understand and improve reproductive health. Now, there are multiple other goals as well. So, introduce sex education in schools to provide accurate information about sexual health and dispel all the myths to, just bunk it out. Use media and organizations to educate about reproductive health, birth control, prenatal and postnatal care, and child immunization programs. Also, to encourage smaller families through birth control methods to manage population growth, reduce infant and maternal mortality rates. Now, what exactly is a birth control? So, contraceptives are birth control measures that can deliberately prevent fertilization, helps to avoid unwanted pregnancies. Now, ideal contraceptive should be easily available because it should not be too much tedious to procure it. It should be user friendly, less side effects, effective. Yeah. Types, contraceptives can be categorized into two main types. Either it can be a temporary or it can be a permanent method. Let's talk about temporary method. The very first is a safe, natural method or a rhythm period. This method involves avoiding sexual intercourse during the fertile period when the female is fertile, which is a week before and after menstrual bleeding, is considered safe. Okay, तो bleeding के एक हफ्ते पहले और एक हफ्ते बाद का जो time होगा, that will be safe ideally. Ovulation occurs on 14th day of the menstrual cycle. However, this method has high failure rate due to variability in ovulation timing. So it is not a very foolproof method. Next is coitus interruptus or withdrawal. In this method, the male partner withdraws his penis from the vagina just before ejaculation, so to avoid insemination. You don't want sperms to be entering into vagina, so just before ejaculation, the penis is withdrawn. Okay, this method also has some drawbacks, as the pre-ejaculation fluid, which is a pre-ejaculatory fluid, may contain sperms, and this can cause fertilization. Yes. Next is lactational amenorrhea. This method relies on absence of ovulation during the period of intense lactation. So when the baby is feeding on the milk, there is absence of ovulation. As long as the mother exclusively breastfeeds, the chances of conception are very, very minimal. However, it also has a very high failure rate due to variability in return of ovulation. So we don't know when the ovulation would return. So it is again a very chance effect. Then there are certain chemical methods also which are called as spermicides, which can kill the sperms by using certain chemicals. So this approach involves using chemicals such as foam, tablet, jellies, or creams by female partner. The substances are applied to the vagina before intercourse, where they adhere to the mucous membrane, immobilize, kill the sperm. However, they can sometimes cause allergic reactions also and have a very high rate of failure. So ये देखो, ये contraceptions useful तो है, but एकदम full proof नहीं है. Okay, so you'll have to have certain limitations here depending upon whether it has a very high failure rate or maybe it is a moderately failure, something like that. So we should be aware of. Mechanical means is like a form of a barrier. So one can have a condom, which is a thin rubber sheath used to cover the penis during intercourse, preventing semen entry into the FRS. Can have cervical caps. So these device essentially inserts into the FRS to block sperm entry. So you are blocking the sperm entry and thereby you can avoid the sperms to enter. Mechanical means, again, a third one is an IUD, which is an intrauterine device. As you can see in the diagram, you have an IUD here placed like a T. Okay, it's made up of plastic or metal placed in uterus by healthcare professional. Examples include Lippes loop, copper releasing IUD, or hormone releasing IUDs. So these are intrauterine devices. Either it can be Lippes, it can be a copper releasing, or it can be a hormone releasing. These devices prevent pregnancy through various mechanisms, but may have drawbacks like expulsion. It can come out, heavy bleeding if at all it ruptures any of the blood vessels, and a very high scope of infection. Other methods includes oral contraceptives, which contains progesterone and estrogen, which inhibits ovulation. So ovulation को inhibit कर दे रहा है. Alters cervical mucus to prevent conception. Side effects can include nausea, weight gain, breast tenderness, slight menstrual bleeding. And Saheli, which is a non-steroidal weekly pill, is government-sponsored contraceptive tablet. Other contraceptions can be a birth control implant, as you can see in the photo. A tiny rod is placed under the skin of the upper arm, releasing progesterone and estrogen to prevent pregnancy for about 3 to 4 years. Its mode of action is similar to that of oral contraceptive. So again, another method, एक दूसरा form है, बाकी mechanism दोनों में भी same है. Permanent methods are basically two. So one is called as a vasectomy, another is called as a tubectomy. Vasectomy क्या होता है? When you're cutting off the vas deferens, fallopian tubes को जब आप कट करते हो तो it is called as tubectomy. Now this is a irreversible thing, okay? अभी तक जो देखा हो सारे temporary methods से things will come back to normal after a certain point, but in this case it is not like that. Once done is done. Then you have something called as MTP, which is medical termination of pregnancy, which is an intentional termination of pregnancy before full term, which is safe in the first trimester. Amniocentesis is a diagnostic method to identify any fetal defects, but misuse of sex determination, like sex determination can also be done through this method, but it is illegal. It is not allowed in India. MTP Act of 1971, which was amended in 2017, requires only women's consent and a doctor's opinion for termination within 12 to 20 weeks, okay, to reduce illegal abortion and maternal mortality. Now, next topic, guys, which is the sexually transmitted diseases, also called as a venereal disease, also called as reproductive tract infections. And you have majorly two to study here in this chapter. One is syphilis, another is gonorrhea. Let's quickly understand both. Let's compare and contrast. So for syphilis, causative agent is Treponema pallidum, which is a bacteria. For gonorrhea, it's Neisseria gonorrhoeae, which is again a bacteria. Incubation time, which is time to show infection, can be for syphilis, it can be 3 to 4 weeks. And for male, in gonorrhea, can be 2 to 14 days. For female, it can be 7 to 21 days. Infection site for syphilis can be mucous membrane in genital, rectal, and oral regions. Gonorrhea, again UGD, which is a urinogenital tract in males, rectum, throat, and eye. इसमें symptoms में syphilis में you have a development of a lesion or a injury type of a thing, which is called as a chancre, which is formed on the external genitalia, can be formed on skin, rashes, mild fever, inflamed joints, loss of hair, paralysis, degenerative changes occurring in heart and brain are all the symptoms. So look at it, a very small bacteria can cause so much of problem and something very, very serious and concerning. In males, partial blockage of urethra for gonorrhea, reproductive ducts, pus from the penis, pain and burning sensation during urination, arthritis, which is joint pain. In female, pelvic inflammation of the urinary tract, sterility, arthritis. Children born to affected mothers suffers from gonococcal ophthalmia and gonococcal vulvovaginitis, which is an eye and a vaginal infections in case of girls. Preventive measures क्या रहेंगे? दोनों में same है. Education about sex practices, which is sex education. Sex hygiene, avoiding sex with unknown or multiple partners, and using condom during coitus, which is intercourse. So you can use same methods to prevent in both the STDs. Treatment is antibiotic because it's a bacterial infection for penicillin with syphilis and cefixime for gonorrhea. Just remember the table as it is given. Nothing more or less will be asked. So you should not be knowing anything else or out of this box for now, but should be aware of the things which are present in the table. So I hope these things are clear. Next, which is the infertility issue. So infertility is essentially when a couple is not able to conceive after natural 1 year of unprotected intercourse due to various physical, congenital, disease-related, immunological, or psychological factors. So it depends. Common causes include PCOS and hormonal imbalances in females. In males, it can be a low sperm count. So how are we helping these couples? So we are going to adapt a technology which is called as an ART, which is assistive reproductive technology. Provides options like fertility drugs, test tube babies, artificial inseminations, IUIs, which is intrauterine insemination, surrogacy for infertile couples. So very first is an IVF. So IVF, in vitro fertilization, is a process wherein an egg is combined with a sperm outside the body. ये टेस्ट ट्यूब में नहीं होता, ये बोला जाता है, बट बेबी के टेस्ट ट्यूब में नहीं हो रहा, ठीक है. लैब टू फॉर्म zygote or early embryos up to 8 blastomeres are then transferred to the tube for the development. So you have first you're hyperstimulating ovary, lot of ovums produced, remove the eggs, fuse it with the sperm outside, egg fertilization, transfer that embryo into the uterus, and then there will be pregnancy. This is an IVF or a test tube baby. Next is ZIFT, which is zygote intrafallopian transfer. So zygote intrafallopian transfer is an infertility treatment used when there is blockage in the fallopian tubes preventing fertilization. So कुछ कारण के वजह से, if there is a blockage, then you can go with ZIFT. In this method, an egg is removed from the ovary and fertilized with the sperm outside the body, which is again IVF. The resulting zygote is then transferred to the fallopian tube for the further development. Again, the same mechanism. Then you have GIFT. GIFT means what are you doing? It's gamete intrafallopian transfer. Is a technique where an ovum from a donor is transferred into fallopian tube of another female. So one female से ovum निकालेंगे, दूसरे female में वो ovum डालेंगे. This method is used when there is a blockage in the entrance or the upper segment of the oviduct. Ova and sperm are directly injected into the oviduct where fertilization occurs and the resulting blastocyst enters the uterus naturally. GIFT has a success rate of about 30%. Very less, but you know, ARTs में काफी decent enough भी माना जाता है, because you know we cannot have a near centum or near 100% or some number like that. Then we have an ICSI, which is intracytoplasmic sperm injection, which is an in vitro fertilization procedure in which a single sperm is injected directly into the cytoplasm of an selected sperm, allow it to fuse. Here the sperm has to naturally penetrate the egg. You're just depositing the sperm near the ovum. The rest job will be done by the sperm. Then you have artificial insemination. In some infertility cases, a male partner has very low sperm count, which can be addressed by artificial insemination. So when you have a very low sperm count, this method can be adapted. This technique involves collection of the sperms from the male partner, artificially introducing it into the female cervix to achieve pregnancy through in vivo fertilization. So in vitro नहीं हो रहा, fertilization in vivo ही होगा, body के अंदर ही होने वाला है. Then you have intrauterine insemination. In this technique, process is somewhat like that of artificial insemination only. The only difference is that the sperms are introduced into the uterine cavity instead of cervix. Cervix में नहीं, uterus, और अंदर आप उसको load करते हो in IUI. Then we have sperm banks for those people who are either sterile or infertile maybe. A sperm bank or a semen bank is a place which collects, stores and provides human sperms or semen. The sperm is provided by healthy males called as sperm donors. The sperms are stored in a sperm bank by cryopreservation. It is a very low temperature preservation method. Ensures that the sperms are preserved and can be used for people in need. If these methods not work out, or if the person or the couple is not interested to go with this method, you also have an option of adoption. So a person who wishes to adopt should at least be of 21 years of age. So this is something very, very social initiative, ensuring that people or couples have the legal rights to